First of all, I want to commend the office of the NSA for maintaining this beautiful edifice. The ambience and the facilities are top-notch. I'm proud to be a Nigerian. And I believe Mr. Malik Paul was mesmerized by the answer observing all protocol on security evacuation, and which is a reality in the Nigerian context. Thank you so much, sir, for the leadership. The vulnerability of a nation to the effects of climate change is the ultimate measure of its care to human lives. These disasters are no longer distant threats. They are here, knocking at our doors, sweeping through our streets, flooding our homes, and testing not only our moral sensitivity but the depth of our preparation to respond before calamities strike. It is in this sobering reality that I am honored to join you today. This validation workshop on Nigeria's anticipatory action framework is not merely a gathering of technical minds and policy actors. It is a wake-up call, a call to reflect on how we protect our people, preserve livelihoods, and secure our shared future. Last year alone, floods affected over 5 million people. They displaced 2.3 million Nigerians, destroyed more than 450,000 hectares of farmland, and forced 1.2 million children out of school. This is not some scenario for an academic exercise. This was our reality. The victims represent all of us, our futures, and a national economy under immense strain. For decades, our response to floods and other climate-induced disasters has been reactive. Our preparation is either inadequate or we are caught unaware. We wait for the waters to rise, for the homes to vanish, and then we scramble for relief. This late arrival of support costs more and saves fewer lives. The economic impact is no less staggering. We lose close to 5% of our GDP every year to reactive disaster responses. This approach is not only unsustainable, it is also deeply unjust to the most vulnerable amongst us. This is why we must act before disasters unfold. Studies have shown that anticipatory action can reduce losses by up to 60%. That is not just a statistic, it is hope. It is the future of millions salvaged before ruin. It is the logic behind this shift, championed by our administration under the reassuring leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The President has welcomed strong collaborations to drive this strategic pivot. This involves combining technical expertise, financial resources, and operational capacity from within government and with our development partners. This shift is no longer a dream. In Benue State, we have already seen its impact. Trained volunteers responding to early warning alerts successfully evacuated over 80,000 people within 72 hours. That is what it means to build early warning systems that work. It is not just about integrating forecasting tools, but delivering timely alerts in languages our people understand, with clear instructions and trusted local networks. This reduces chaos and minimizes losses. Our anticipatory action framework stands on 3 strategic pillars. The first is early warning systems powered by satellite technology and delivered through community-based networks to provide life-saving information in real time. The second is pre-triggered financing. No plan can succeed without resources made available before the storm arrives. We are ensuring that funding is in place to support swift, effective action. And the third is localized preparedness. Our states and communities must be empowered not only as recipients of aid, but as frontline responders equipped with tools, authority, and autonomy. The success of this strategy rests on establishing a dedicated trigger group comprising NIMET, NISA, NEMA, NASRA, NOAA, and trusted partners such as UNOCHA, WFP, FAO, and the IFRC. This group will synthesize real-time meteorological and hydrological data, enabling forecasts 10 to 14 days in advance. This is no doubt the time for innovative thinking. The innovation we seek is one where preparedness is further reinforced by rigorous field testing. This we can achieve when NEMA, the UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, and the Nigerian Red Cross work together to map high-risk communities and pilot early warning, early action cash transfers targeting over 300,000 households. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this workshop must be guided by the tragic reminder that 15 million Nigerians remain at high risk of loss this season. This must be our turning point. We cannot live here with only communiques and good intentions. We must take ownership of this framework, embed it into our institutions, and stay accountable to its promise. This is the most practical way to prevent disasters and protect lives. As rightly captured by the UN Resident Coordinator, we are indeed living in interesting times. The worst curse that a Chinese man may wish for you is for you to live in interesting times. But such interesting times are also pregnant with opportunities and possibilities. The withdrawal of funding by the United States government might hit Africa hard, but honestly, I'm speaking from the bottom of my heart. We need that shock therapy. Africa needs to learn to stand on its 2 feet. We need to learn to carry our poverty with dignity. And I must seize this opportunity to commend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's an early warning response. I went to him with a file from NEMA that works under the canopy of the Office of the Vice President. And he approved 15 billion naira to NEMA. But NEMA cannot work in isolation. It's rightly captured by Professor Nintawe. The President holds me in very high esteem. He holds the National Security Advisor in very high esteem. So also is the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs. I will urge all the relevant agencies to make your submissions. Sit down here, draw a roadmap. We can use the institutional memory, the technical expertise of OCHA to drive this process. It's not a bonanza for the organization, but funds will be made available to you to execute your functions seamlessly with sister organizations. By Monday, if those organizations can get their figures ready, the NSA, the Honorable Minister, and my humble self can jointly meet the President, and I am absolutely certain that the President will approve such requests so that we can get our acts right. My friend, Mr. Mohamed Malik Paul, captured the whole essence of this our gathering. The trajectory of global growth is facing Africa, and Nigeria will make or mar that transition. 1 out of every 4 black men is a Nigerian. By 2050, we will surpass the United States will be the third most populous nation on earth. 1 out of every 3 black men will be a Nigerian. And by the end of the century, Nigeria will be the most populous nation on earth. There is beauty in numbers. But as the minister quoted Winston Churchill, the price for greatness is responsibility. Nigeria must rise to the challenges of leadership. And in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we have a leader who has that passion, who has that vision, and who has that courage to take far-reaching decisions. I urge all of us to coalesce into a single force and set good examples for other Africans to emulate. The Asian tigers are aging. Malaysia, Thailand, even China itself is aging. The average age of the Nigerian nation is 16.9. So the future belongs to us. How we harness our resources, how we learn to live with one another is very vital. The heart of the president bleeds. So is my heart. And so is the heart of every conscientious Nigerian and African, with the tragedy unfolding in Plateau State. As Martin Luther King rightly said, we either learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. There can never be a military solution to the crisis in Plateau, in the Northwest, in the Northeast, in the Southeast. We have to learn to embrace each other. Professor Nentawe Goshwe Yelwada belongs to the Magapul ethnic group in Plateau State. I was there 2 years ago during the coronation of the Mishkapal Magapul. The Magapul people, just as he rightly said, are claiming ancestry from the Lake Chad region, from Borno, where I hail from. The Magapul, the Mishkapal Magapul, dresses exactly like the Shehu of Borno. General Yakubu Gawan refers to me as Kaka. He is Angas. Former Governor Simon Bako Lalong refers to me as Kaka because he is Gamay. They are all claiming ancestry from the Lake Chad region. So we all came from somewhere. We should learn to embrace each other. Again, Martin Luther King said, people fail to get along because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other. They don't know each other because they do not communicate with each other. We should broaden that reach. The answer, they are doing their best. The Nigerian armed forces are putting in their best. But their best cannot be enough without community engagement. We have to own the peace process in Plateau, in the Northwest, in the Southeast, in Northeast. We are all united by a common heritage of poverty and destitution. We have no business fighting each other. We should be fighting poverty. And are we as religious as we are pretending to be? No. Islam does not sanction the killing of the innocent. Islam does not approve burning churches and synagogues. Most of us have God on our lips and devil in our hearts. Yes, go in faith. Let every man clean the front of his own door and the whole world will be clean. Be a better Christian. Be a better Muslim. Then you will imbibe the teachings of Jesus Christ, the teachings of Prophet Muhammad. Their teachings revolve around compassion. forgiveness, and service. Not about killings, destruction, and burning places of worship and homes. Again, the condolences of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the government and people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria goes to the people of the Plateau. We are with you. Please convey our deepest condolences to the governor. The Biroms, who are major actors in the crisis in the Plateau, they are claiming ancestry from Gobir. Some of them are claiming ancestry from the Lake Chad region. I dare you, take the picture of the Bongom Jos and juxtapose it with the picture of the Sultan of Sokoto. They even resemble each other. So our forefathers evoked the joking relationship. There is a joking relationship between the Fulanis and the Kanuris. What informed that joking relationship is to douse tension and suspicion. This is why when, after the Supreme Court, after the Court of Appeal Election Petitions Tribunal that gave us victory in the last 2023 elections, I took a pot shot at former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, and I offered to buy him chickens to start raising and so on. One ignoramus from Igala land came out and started hurling insults at me. Atiku said, no, stop. He's a Kanuri man. He said, liberty to insult me. There is a joking relationship between the people of Katsina and the Nupe people of Niger State. There is a joking relationship between the Tips and the Fulanis. Why? All these were born out of experiences and exposure and the need for us to learn to live with each other. Let no one deceive yourself. Let no one deceive. Let's not deceive ourselves. We are not unique. We are a kaleidoscope of colors. Most of us here in this room, you can hardly find a pure Fulani or a pure Kanuri or a pure Magapul. No. I have Fulani blood in my veins from the maternal side. All these ethnic nationalism are recent inventions. In some Malik Pal, he might even have a Fulani blood in his veins. Yes. That's the nature of things. So there is foolhardy for anyone to harbor the illusion that if we break up this country, the bricks and mortars holding this nation, you will find a pure Yoruba nation, an Igbo nation, an Arewa nation. No, it's a delusion. The reality, Tope Pashwa, is that even the name Yoruba, it was given to you largely by the Baroba people of Kwara. There was never a Yoruba nation. We had the Ijebus, the Gominas, the Egbas. They were even at war with each other, with the Oyos. So let's learn to live together as brothers and sisters. Let's learn to make our economy function. Do your religiosity. You can go to the mosque from Monday and start praying until next week. It's your own problem. If you have food to feed your family, so be it. You can go to the church from Friday. Anyway, even the Easter is around the corner. Yeah. So, Dr. Tope Pashwa, you can go to the church tomorrow and start praying until Monday, until Easter Monday. Nobody will quarrel with you. Thank you so much for your attention, and may God bless us all.